won't believe how many fish were packed into this shallow water spot. And the craziest part? It's absolutely perfect for beginners. Clear visibility, calm conditions, and fish everywhere you look. If you ever want to get into spearfishing but felt intimidated by deep water, strong currents, or big predators, this is the kind of location that changes everything. Today, I'm taking you underwater to show you why shallow water spearfishing might be the ultimate starting point, and how finding the right spot can instantly boost your confidence, improve your aim, and help you land more fish on your very first dives. We kicked off the day searching for an area protected from heavy current and swell. For beginner spearfishing, location is everything. You want clean, clear water with good visibility so you can actually see fish before they see you. The moment I slipped into the water, I could tell this place was special. The visibility was incredible, easily over 30 feet, and the bottom structure was a perfect mix of sand patches and scattered reef. That combination is gold because bait fish hang around the reef edges, and predator fish cruise the sandy lanes looking for an easy meal. It didn't take long before I started spotting life in every direction. One of the biggest mistakes new spearfishers make is rushing their dives. In shallow water, especially when it's calm like this, patience becomes your biggest weapon. Instead of chasing fish, I stayed relaxed, floated quietly on the surface, and let the ocean settle around me. Within minutes, schools of smaller fish moved back in. That's when the bigger fish started to appear. You don't need to dive deep to have success. Sometimes the fish are sitting in 6 to 12 feet of water, especially in clean, undisturbed areas like this. For beginners, that's a huge confidence boost because you can focus on technique instead of worrying about breath hold limits. As I made my first drop, I kept everything slow and controlled. Equalize, relax, glide down, no sudden movements. The key to shallow water spearfishing is blending in. Fish are curious by nature, and when you move naturally, they'll often come close enough for a clean shot. Sure enough, a solid fish broke away from the reef edge and turned broadside. That's exactly the shot angle you want. Clear line of sight, no rocks behind it, and a safe backdrop. I lined up carefully, waited for the right moment, and took the shot. Clean hit. The fish kicked hard for a second, but in shallow water you're back at the surface quickly and in control. What makes this spot perfect for beginner spearfishing isn't just the number of fish, it's how forgiving conditions are. No heavy surge, no scary drop-offs, no murky water. Just clean, shallow structure with active fish. That's the dream setup when you're learning. It allows you to practice breath control, improve your aim, and understand fish behavior without unnecessary risk. A lot of people think they need to go deep or far offshore to have an epic spearfishing day. But honestly, some of the best action can happen right near shore if you know how to read the water. Another thing I love about shallow water spots like this is how accessible they are. You don't need a huge boat or expensive gear to get started. A basic spear gun, proper safety equipment, fins, mask, snorkel, and knowledge of your local regulations are enough to begin. Always check your local fishing laws and size limits before you hunt, especially if you're new. Responsible spearfishing is what keeps this sport sustainable and respected. Taking only legal fish and making clean shots is part of becoming a skilled diver. As the dive session continued, fish kept cruising through. Smaller reef fish darted in and out of the rocks, while larger predators patrolled the outer edge. In shallow water, sunlight creates amazing visibility and contrast, which makes spotting fish easier for beginners. The trick is learning to see shapes and movement instead of waiting for a fish to be perfectly obvious. Often you'll notice a flick of a tail or a subtle shadow before the whole fish appears. The more time you spend in spots like this, the better your underwater awareness becomes. One of the most exciting parts of beginner spearfishing is that first real success. When you line up a clean shot, land the fish, and bring it back to shore, there's nothing like it. It's not just about catching dinner. It's about earning it. You learn respect for the ocean, for the fish, and for the process. In Shallow water like this, you can focus on those fundamentals: relaxation, shot placement, safety, awareness. These are the building blocks that eventually prepare you for deeper, more advanced dives if you choose to progress. By the end of the session, it was clear this wasn't just a lucky find. The shallow water fishing spot was loaded. Clean water, active fish, easy access, and beginner-friendly depth. It checks every box. If you're just starting your spearfishing journey, don't overcomplicate it. Look for protected areas with structure, good visibility, and signs of baitfish activity. Start shallow. Move slowly. Let the fish come to you. Confidence grows quickly when conditions are right. Spearfishing for beginners doesn't have to be overwhelming. In fact, days like this prove it can be exciting, productive, and incredibly rewarding without ever diving deep. The perfect shallow water spot can turn a nervous first-timer into a confident hunter in just a few dives. And once you experience that moment, floating in clear blue water, spotting your target, lining up the shot, and bringing home your catch, you'll understand why so many people fall in love with this sport. The ocean is full of opportunity, especially when you know where to look.